Hey y'all, welcome back. This is like take, I don't know, 142. I stitched a little bit here and here with y'all, but my camera was facing the wrong way and we're still doing something weird. Sorry, my finger's in the way now because I'm trying to get you guys to be looking at it straight. I don't know. Y'all, technology and I today, it's not happening. It's just not happening. It's fine. Everything's fine. Have to remember that everything is A-okay. Oh, today we are working on Magnificent Wizard. Let's see if I can say everything that I need to say for the 10th time. Because I didn't mean to delete the last video. I was just going to splice them, but my thumb slipped and I accidentally hit the delete button. So there goes that. And hopefully I'm in the right spot. Okay. Oh, and now I got to tell Linda where to focus again because... Stay there. All right. Okay. If you are new, my name is Amy. Welcome to my world of random and crazy. And this is where I'm doing a stitch with me, which gets pretty rambly and very random. I don't know what I've said 5 minutes ago, much less 20 minutes ago, because I started the video 3 times over. Notice how my number keeps changing because I don't actually know how many times I've restarted. I just know that I have. Oy, 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 oy. I told you guys a whole story, the whole stitching, or the sewing machine lady, and the whole bit and kit and caboodle. Jeez Louise. Okay, well, I guess I should get this out of the way because I didn't do it the first time either. Let me get started. The color I'm wearing today for Color Street is Wing It On. Hopefully the husband has room to put something in there. One of the new fall sets, super pretty. Halloween sets came out. Oh my goodness. Yes, I got them all. Because, yes. Okay, I don't know why I'm single-hand stitching right now. I'm confusing myself. It's already confusing enough as is because I have to stitch backwards. Where am I? Here? Two. I just gave a whole spiel about why I'm going to try not to count out loud because I know it messes up other people when they're stitching with me when I'm counting. Because I got messed up trying to count. What was I count? I don't even know what I was counting. Who knows? I think I was knitting at this point. And I was listening to Joy-Filled Annie, let's rewind, Annie from Joy-Filled Stitcher on YouTube /FlossTube, talking about goals. And I think, if I remember her numbers correctly, I will say them, and then hopefully not mess anyone up. But she has a goal, I think, of 42 in 42. So when she turns that age, she wants to have that many whips. And that started with Jen Lee, who is Quirks and Stitches? Quirk or Quirks? I don't remember if there's an S on that. I'm pretty sure there is. It's Quirks and Stitches. Here also on the YouTube /FlossTube. And I believe her number is 40 and 40. And I thought, wow, that'd be a fantastic idea. Because, you know, I'm halfway there. Now I forgot where I'm even at. Where? This, yep, this. Okay. And go. I have to remember to stitch backwards. Probably going to say that a lot because I've already forgotten a gazillion times and I've already frogged a gazillion times. But you guys won't see that because I deleted it. Because I am not tech savvy. Anyways. I think at this rate though, because right now I technically have 16. And come next year, I'm literally adding approximately, I don't know, close to 100-ish. I say ish, and I use it very loosely. Because I know I have a lot of BAPs that are coming. But then there's a boatload of like little, okay, hair, listen. Like the magazine things, because Readly. And speaking of magazines, did anyone else hear about the whole just cross stitch crazy? And the gold, shoot, I don't remember the names. I know I like gasped and needed air because I was like, wait, what? They went under. They have decided to close their doors. They're no longer producing magazines, and I'm very, very sad about it because my whole intention was to join them next year. They had some of the best freaking stitchy projects. And the thing was, is it wasn't like I wanted to stitch everything in them. But there were quite a few. Matter of fact, I think it was no, Cross Stitch Crazy, because the Just Cross Stitch is the Halloween one that I have. The Cross Stitch Crazy is the one that had the geisha and the samurai. And they weren't looking out windows. If you saw my last stitch with me, the hubby was nice enough to insert photos. There wasn't even a window involved. Who knows what the heck I was talking about? Anyways, that's where those two projects came from. It was from that magazine. And they just decided that, you know what? They're not going to survive the whole COVID-19. So they decided to shut their doors on those two productions. I think there were a few. They don't just do cross stitch though. I think the company itself is invested in a lot of different types of magazines. And I guess those ones just weren't pulling the numbers that they were looking for, which makes me very, very sad. So I will continue to collect the ones that I can on the Readly. I won't be able to have any in my hand. I was really hoping to be able to get them in hand, but you know, it is what it is, and I hope that everyone in that company has moved on to better endeavors, and hopefully endeavors that allow them to still do the creativity that they did, because man, to lose out on their creativity. Those ladies and gents were geniuses. Just saying. But there was a whole tangent for that. I was going so... Oh, yeah. So lots of projects. From magazines. Yep. And that's a thing. There's also a new Facebook group. I have no idea what it's called. I haven't even looked at it yet because I can't do any new starts. So possibly in January I might consider joining. I'm not quite sure how I feel about, you know, having to stitch out of a magazine every month, because next year it's going to be more about I'm going to stitch what I want when I want because I feel like it. But I have a feeling March Madness is going to be a thing for me next year, which I've never participated in. Mania will be a thing for me, which I've done every year except for this one. This one was a whip mania. Actually, it was a stitch count mania. That's what I decided to go with this year, and my goal was 1,000 stitches per day, and I'm going to keep that goal for next year. Now, if you want to do stitch count mania with me, even if it's only 10 stitches, you choose your own stitch count. I had no intention of thinking that anyone else would go 1,000 stitches with me every day, because we all know I'm random and crazy, and it fit the bill. So I plan on still continuing with 1,000 stitches next year. I don't know how I'm going to succeed with that, doing a lot of new starts, but I think I can do it. I have high hopes. I also believe that I'm going to get all these projects done in my lifetime, so I have faith. We'll see what happens. People have asked me if I'm going to do a rotation. I don't know yet. I like the way that Alma does hers, where she does like a focus on a project to get it either to a certain percentage or X amount of stitches in, or whatever her goal is for it for the year. And if she meets that goal, then she moves on to a different focus. So I kind of like that idea, but I'm not really sure if next year I'm really going to worry about it. I think next year is going to be just my go wild and crazy and start all the things, and basically at the end of next year have no stash. Except for, like, you know, maybe fabrics and floss and stuff like that. But, like, I want all the projects I own started. Now, I'm not counting magazines, because that's just that I would have 1,000 new starts, and that's just insane. Not that what I'm doing now or plan to do isn't, you know, on the insane side, but yeah, I'm not counting the magazines as I have to start those. Everything else though, I'm tired of it sitting around. I want to start everything. Everything. I just want to start everything. When I first started this journey, how many of you just laughed? How many of you just totally laughed your faces off? Because I said in the beginning that I was going to be a monogamous stitcher. I don't know where the heck I thought I was going with that, or why I even thought it was possible. Because if you've seen any of my videos, you've seen my craft room behind me. Well, those aren't just one project. There's about a gazillion of them. Because I'm into all the things. So yeah, I no idea why I would even think that I could be a monogamous stitcher. I think honestly, like 2022, I'm gonna have to do like a monogamania just to see if I can do it. I don't think I can. I really don't think I could be monogamous. That would be a super duper challenge. I don't think I could do it. And then everyone's talking about the No New Starts 2021, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have known that was going to happen, because I would have started all the things this year. I mean, obviously we knew about it for a while, but they announced like all the rules and how you can participate and all the things, and like, man, I totally could have done it. I made it this far. And I actually have no desire to start anything new because I'm so pumped for next year. And I'm going to move this down just a little bit. My hand's hitting my desk. But, yep. I'm kind of curious to see who's going to make it. Who's going to pull a whole year of no new starts. I'm rooting for everybody. 1, 2. Oh, I was going to count out loud. I'm sorry. I don't think you can hear my children in the background. I'm actually having to whisper because the microphone's actually really close to my face. And I have one of those voices that travel. So I think it comes from being in a house with a deaf parent and a hard of hearing parent. I've always had to speak really loud. So my voice just has naturally adjusted to just constantly being loud. I need to figure out where I'm at. Here. Did I really just take that up and down? Wow, genius. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Good job. There we go. That one, and I'm gonna do this one. Might go a little bit shorter than normal because, well, I deleted 20 minutes of footage. I don't know what I'm doing. And I keep throwing numbers out. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'm trying so hard not to do that. Because I know for me, I kept losing count and track of where I was at. I don't know what... Dude, this project is so old, I don't even know what's on it. I don't even know what's on it at this point. I'm gonna tuck my toes back because I know some people don't like feet. This needle's super thick, so sometimes getting under the back threads are a little hard. There we go. And scissors. Oh, need that to stay on because I'm gonna have to leave you for just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. I have to count stitches. So here we go. I'll try to do it quickly as possible. Oh, see, this is the problem I had last time, was my thing kept switching views on me. Okay. There's that. And this is the reason why I like doing things on Pattern Keeper, because then I don't have to worry about the counting and all the stuffs. I just get to keep rambling. Not that I know what I'm talking about when I'm rambling, but at least I can somewhat keep a train of thought, because now I don't know what we were talking about. No idea. And, oh, my wrist keeps popping. Let's go... Now, first off, I'm way over here, so let's not, let's go here. And then I will work my way back. Oops. There we go. I feel like I have to concentrate so much more harder when I am using a paper pattern now. And honestly, if it wasn't for Pattern Keeper, I would not be doing what I'm doing next year. because a lot of the stuff that I've planned is on the PK. So, and I think I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or the last video or the one before that, but I, alas, yet again, did not print out a tag because, you know, I can't remember anything. And the hubby and I even talked about printing out a tag, and I totally forgot. Did we, in this video, talk about, yep, and the train just left the station without, did y'all see it happen? Did you see it happen? It just totally, I had a thought, it's gone. It's gone. The heck was I just about to say? Keep telling y'all, some days it's hard to be me. Did I tell you guys the needle story yet? How much time are we in? 15 minutes? Probably not. Okay. So, let's do the whole business stuff and get all that stuff out of the way. Not really business stuff, but you know, the business-ish stuff. Let me tuck this guy here. Stick there. Nails for today from Color Street are Wing It On. Hopefully the hubby can put a name up there, and I'm not in his way. So there's that. Nice fall set. Feels really weird to be saying all this stuff again. I think it's again. I don't know. I won't know until you guys know. But yes, my first set, the fall set that I've gotten to wear, which is super fun. Cannot wait to get to some of the other ones. And the Halloween sets. Oh my goodness gracious. Those Halloween sets are freaking awesome. Link is always below if you're interested to find out what the heck it is that I'm talking about. And grab yourself some sets while they're still available. And the Buy Me a Coffee link is always down below. Since that is new-ish, I will try to remember, I try to switch it up, if that makes any sense. So I talk about it in the beginning, I talk about it in the middle, I talk about it at the end. Because I don't want to, I'm not a scripty person. Like, I don't, obviously. I mean, if you watched any of my videos, you know none of that is scripted. But oh, please hold. Where am I? There. Okay. So I don't want to be, you know, in the routine of I have to say everything right up front, or I have to say everything right at the end when nobody else is watching. And I know a few of you do watch all the way to the end, and I so greatly appreciate that. More than you, because you know, when you make videos, you sit and wonder, does anyone actually really watch this? Is anyone actually really paying attention? Because, especially with, like, my Stitch With Me's. Because my Stitch With Me's, man, I go off on, not so much, like, rants and tangents, but I have conversations that are just flowing through my head that I don't even know have happened until we put it up and it's too late. And you guys start responding. And then I get all these comments and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Did I say that? I have no idea. And then I have to go back and rewatch my video and go, oh, this is awkward. Oh, yeah, I did say that. Okay, now I know what part of the conversation we're talking about. You know what I mean? So, I actually really enjoy having that type of conversation and dialogue with everybody, because it lets me know that a lot of times when I'm talking and rambling about whatever it is that I'm talking and rambling about, a lot of you can come back and go, I totally get what you mean. And that is awesome, because a lot of times I think we spend a lot of times in our own heads, and we think we're the only ones who feel that way, or think that way, or do things a certain way. And come to find out, some random person who is stitching and talking about who knows what, says something, and you go, hey, wait a minute. I am not alone. She does it too. And I think that's the fascinating and amazing thing. I think that's what I love most about stitching, quite honestly, is that it doesn't matter what we're stitching on. You don't have to love the project, but you love stitching with someone because it's someone to stitch with. Does that make sense at all? Dear geez, I hope that made sense to somebody. Because I'm not a sampler person. I'm not a prim person. And that's perfectly fine. It's fine. I have a ton of people who hang out with me and talk to me who are so into that stuff that that's all they do. Samplers, prim. Like the first thing that comes to mind is Plum Street, but I'm not sure if that's right. Blackbird Designs, those type of things. Like, I don't see myself stitching those. That doesn't mean I wouldn't ever stitch them. But most of the designs don't appeal to me. I appreciate them and I love the art that they are, but I have no desire to stitch them. I have no idea what my taste is or what I would classify myself as. I'm a full coverage crazy stitcher person. That's all I've got. Because not all of my projects are huge. I mean, most of them. Let's be real. But not all of them are massive. And some of them look sampler-ish. I actually did get one. Oh, I did not share that in my video. Dag nab it. All right. Well. Okay. I'm trying really hard not to count. Because I don't want to interrupt anyone else's stitching. Get through these last ones. I did buy one, and I totally forgot to show it on the floss tubes. But if you'll humor me for just a moment. If I can figure out where it's at. I think it's in here. Or not. How are you not in here? Oh, sorry. Blinding you with the phone, blinding you. Alphabetical. I know my ABCs. I promise. Make sure I'm not showing off the pattern. Y'all, I got my first sampler. And let me just zoom this in. So that way you don't see the pattern. And let me turn down the brightness so y'all don't go blind. I don't know if that's too dim, but I grabbed this one. Linda, can you focus on the other Linda? Thank you. This one is called One Nation Under God, and it is by Twin Peak Primitives. There's the name down below. And I am not a sampler person by any means, but this one just called me. And I knew one day one of them would get me. I knew it was coming, and this one got me. Pam and Steph showed this one. Okay, focus back up here, Linda 2.0. Thank you. Showed this in their video, and of course, because I'm so behind, I didn't get the % off, but that's fine. I totally paid for it anyway, because that one just got me. I have a sampler, and she's not little. She's not little. She's 329 by 310, I think. So, Brandy, if you stitch me, I'm going to be grabbing some fabric from her soon. And I think I'm actually going to order, it's not a sampler fabric. That's the name of it. And I just think, yep, I don't know why, but that one just seems perfect. So yeah, I have my first sampler. So like I said, I'm not a sampler person. I'm just not, they're not my style. I always said that if I were ever to stitch a sampler, the phrase or quote or, you know, little verse that was in there would have to mean something to me. And man, that one got me. It just got me. So there's that. I have my first sampler. And you guys are the only ones who know, because I did not show it on the floss tubes, because I forgot. I remembered to show everything else, I think. Oh dear. Who knows? Let me go through and count these really super fast, because I have to flip my page. And now I've made my Linda too dark, and I can't see what the heck I'm doing. Okay, let's try this again. So I went here to here, over there to there. Okay. Nope, sorry, you're gonna get nothing but my arm here. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and count this one. There we go. All right. So now I can flip my pattern around. Hopefully line up where I'm at. Oh dear, come off, little magnet. Line that up. Maybe. And I'm gonna go, here is where I'm at. Sorry if that was really loud. It's my, oh wow, I just threw a magnet on the floor. Hello. Please stay. Oh, come back. Okay. Sorry, that loud clasp that you heard was my magnet attaching itself back to my Lowry stand. I gotta figure out where am I. 1, 2, 3, down, dag, nabbit. I counted out loud. Again, I'm sorry. I'm trying really, really hard not to do that because, again, I know how difficult it makes when I'm stitching with someone else. That, and that. Let me go ahead and do this so I can visually see where I'm at. Okay. There. And how far are we? Half an hour. Okay, perfect. So, do I? Yep. Okay. I have to remember to stitch backwards. Okay, so if we've heard this story, and I've told you this story already, I apologize, but I'm going to say it again because I don't think I said it in this video. I think my children are fighting. Are they fighting over something? Someone? What's happening? Wait, what is happening? This is in the wrong spot. That's what's happening. This needs to go over. So on Monday, I decided, okay, time to get my butt in gear and try to figure out how to make this project that I want to do work and start putting all the pieces together. And I was going and everything was going good and I thought I was getting it. I was super excited. And then I realized my sewing machine hates me. It just, you know, it does not like me at all, not in any way, shape or form. In about an hour, hour and a half, I broke, snapped in half, broke 5 needles. 5. Who does that? I mean, you'd think I was like being a beast or something, but I really wasn't. I promise, I was being nice to her. She just was not, she does not like me. 5 needles. Snapped. I was so frustrated and so angry. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. The sewing gods have not claimed me. They've actually disowned me and thrown me out of the house. I can't do this. So the husband knew I was frustrated and was like, listen, we'll go to Joann's tomorrow. And I always say Joann's, and I know it's Joanne, but it just sounds weird if I say Joanne. Anybody else feel that way? It's like Michael's. You don't just say, hey, I'm going over to Michael. It's Michael's, but there's an S on Michael's. But anyways, not the point. The point is, we ran over to the Joann's, and we were talking to this lady who is not my favorite lady to deal with. And I try my best, always try my best to see it from somebody else's perspective. Oh, did I not do something right there? Yep, no, there. And whew, we're good. Okay. She just, I don't know how else to say it other than she's a Husqvarna snob. Like, if you don't own a Husqvarna machine, you are not good enough to talk to her about sewing machines. Or anything, for that matter. And I understand that she works for the business, and I understand that she's very passionate about what she does, and I totally get that. And I applaud her for that. You should be. You should be very excited about what you're working with or what you're doing. It's like me and my color street. I'm super excited to be wearing this product, and I share it with y'all every week because I love it. But I explained to her that I bought these Madame Sew feet. They're like sewing feet, and you get like 32 in the thing or whatever. And it was advertised on the Instagram and on Facebook, and I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a go. And they weren't exactly like inexpensive, but they were a heck of a lot cheaper than what you would have bought had you bought the Husqvarna versions. And so, you know, I explained to her about the Madame Sew, and she's like, well, is it the Husqvarna version? I'm like, it said it worked for Husqvarna. And she goes, well, did it actually have the Husqvarna label on it? Like, I don't know. It had the Madame So label on it. It's a company I bought it from. Is it supposed to have the Husqvarna label on it? She's like, I don't understand why people, I appreciate the fact that y'all want to save your money, but all people do is come back to me complaining about why didn't it work? And I'm all, apparently you've got issues. Like, you're very, very angry at the thought of somebody else buying a foot that is not a Husqvarna foot. So one of the major things that I was looking for was called a walking foot, because what I'm working on has a good jillion layers to it. And so, we were talking about how the Madame So kit, the walking foot, does not work with my machine because of the way the little screw pieces that holds in the needle, it's too thick. And so she's like, again, I appreciate the fact that you guys wanted to save money, but I could have told you it wasn't going to work. I'm like, well, I didn't ask you. I mean, we're here now, but I didn't ask you. Now, mind you, no, that's not what I said out loud. I had a smile on my face and I was very polite and I behaved myself fairly well. And so my husband was like, well, can we see, can we see one that's for Husqvarna so we can see the difference? So she pops it out and she's like, well, you can see it, but you're not going to like the price of it. And I was like, okay, bite your tongue, lady. Just bite your tongue. Just get through this and everything's going to be fine. Because I'm usually not, I don't like to take crap from people. But I also was very raised to respect my elders. And so I was stuck between a rock and a hard place because, well, I have my kids with me and I'm supposed to be leading by example. Excuse me for just a minute while I count. And I don't know, like, I understand being very passionate about something, and I understand expressing your personal feelings about something, and I'm all for that, but I don't think you should make anyone feel less than. Don't make anyone feel less than because they couldn't afford the $20,000 epic Husqvarna machine. Don't make someone feel less than because they couldn't afford $100, no, I'm sorry, it was $124 for a walking foot. For one walking foot. Of course I'm going to pay $60 to try 32 feet plus 5 over $124 for one. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. I worked in retail for 13 years and assistant management for 7, almost 8 of those 13 years, and I just don't I don't understand why you would treat someone that way. And where am I here? Yeah. Okay. Starting a new thread not on Pattern Keeper is sometimes really difficult. Anyways, so I bit my tongue. I was very nice. I was very polite and, just figured maybe she's just having a real bad day. Maybe, sales are not what she needs them to. I don't know if she is like, I don't know how that whole thing works. It's Husqvarna inside of the Joann store. And I know that they are their own, department. So she's not getting paid by Joann. She's getting paid by Husqvarna. And I don't know if it's based on how many hours she works, or if it's how many she works plus commissions, or if it's just commissions, and maybe sales are down and she's just mad. I don't know. But I've dealt with this person before, and she's an elderly lady. I mean, she's not, old. See, and in my mind, when I say old, I think you're 95. That to me is old. My grandma is old. She's 95. No, 96 this year. She turned 96 in June and still does a 3-mile hike around Tokyo. So, I mean, that lady's old. My grandma is old and can still kick my butt. So, I don't think old is necessarily a mean term anymore, to be honest. I'm proud to be getting older. And, with my mom passing, I realized, you know what? Every year is its own celebration. And every year I'm just going to be grateful that I survived another one. Because my mom died young. She was 65. She died young. And my biological father died at 54. So he was even younger. So for me, at this rate, I'm like, shoot, I'm just hoping to make it past 55. If I can make it past the 55 mark, maybe I can make it to 65. And anything beyond that's a blessing. But, so you know, I was always raised to respect my elders, and my mother was very, very gullible. Like, if you told her something worked, she totally, fully, 110% believed you and invested right then and there. And this lady almost sold my mom a $20,000 sewing machine, and I'm like, Mom, you haven't sewn in like 15 years. Do you really want to spend this much money? Well, I want you to have it. I'm like, well, that's great. I'm terrified to sew anything. I'm afraid of sewing machines. So why would you spend $20,000 on a machine that you and I are both just going to stare at? And I talked her down and out of it. And my mom and I walked around the store a little bit. And I was like, if you really want to get a sewing machine, let's get a used one. Because apparently Husqvarnas are like, top notch, best of the best beasties. And so we walked around, and my mom found one that she thought she'd like, and she never sewed on it, but she bought it. It was $1,200. And the lady was like, well, next year when the new one comes out, you can just trade that one in and get, I think it was like 10% off the new one. I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. Like, if this is what you do for a living, like if you're a seamstress for a living, if you are quilting for a living, if you're doing it because you enjoy the heck out of it and you know what you're doing, that's fantastic. 110%. Buy the big machine. Get all the things. But I'm brand new and I'm terrified. I don't think a $20,000 machine is really the best idea for me to try to invest my time, money, or mentality on. And so she was very upset with me when I convinced my mother not to get it. And I personally at that point just didn't care. I was like, listen, it's my mom. Like, you want to bully me into something, that's one thing. But you're not going to bully my mom. It's just, no. That's not happening. So, now I have this Husqvarna machine. I have no idea how to use it. My mom didn't know how to use it. Neither one of us know what we're doing. My husband has tried to look up tutorials and figure things out, and I don't know, figure out how things work. 5 freaking needles. So I came home with like 20 of a stronger needle because this lady looked at me like I was nuts when I told her what I was trying to do. That's a whole nother story. It just, oh man. Am I on the right line here? Because I feel like I may not be. Does this go across? It does. Okay. Whew. Sometimes, especially when I'm working on a paper pattern that's all folded up, I confuse myself so easily. Yeah. Man, I miss story time with me. Do you? I haven't had a good story in a while. I actually have someone who's going through and watching my videos back from the beginning, and she was talking about how I stood up for my mom with the bank manager, which I was like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. That was back in the days when we used to have story time, because something was always oddly happening to me. Always. Never ends. It's just a me thing. I just attract it. It's okay. I think it's the universe's way of testing patience to see if I actually still have it. And I have to say, for the most part, I think I do. I think I do. The hubby was really proud of me. I walked out. I didn't throw any curse words at the lady. It was very nice. I may have rolled my eyes when she turned away from me, but she didn't see it. We were already like an aisle and a half away. She definitely did not see me get upset. But yeah, I don't like the feeling of making someone feel less than because of. I don't understand the need for that. You don't have to agree with everything I do or say, but it doesn't mean that they're not valid. They're valid to me, and that should matter. And if it's valid to you, then that should matter. And sorry, I'm the page is right here. So my page break, this is on one page and this is on the other page, but I'm stitching back and forth. So I'm looking at the entire thing all at once, and the hubby texted, and because he's awesome sauce, said dinner is ready. So I think I'm going to put this needle in here, and we're going to cut this one off a little early. And I think something else that I'm going to try to do is put in my stitch count, because I know a lot of people are curious as to how many stitches I can get in. And see. Can I figure out how to highlight this? You know what's not happening right now is the cat. She has not been meowing or yelling or screaming at the door. She might be locked. No, if she was outside, I'd know. She might be asleep in the closet. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to set that off to the side. Oh no, actually, I'm going to need that again because I need to finish off the stitches for the homework because I'm using this for homework this week and all next week. So I might stitch on this again for next week. I'm not sure. We might have extra credit out by then, so maybe I'll work on some for extra credit. Anywho, on that note, I will tell you that, I don't know if you can see this. Is that too bright? No. Linda, focus on Linda. I got in 179 stitches and we are at 40 minutes. So, worked in a little bit of the, oh, Linda 2.0. Okay, worked in all of this. Now, keep in mind, this part right here was like the first 20 minutes and we missed it. But all this in here, and I'm going to keep working on that rock and turn that in for homework and start on it again for tomorrow. On that note, I will bid you adieu and say farewell, stay random, don't get your projects, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!